The iPhone 16 Pro Max has some new record-breaking specs on top of many other upgrades, so sit back, hit subscribe now, and we'll get right into it. So first up, we've got news that we're getting some big changes to Siri, and it's stepping away from being a basic system to become a lot more advanced. Apple is now picking up speed with its AI development, and according to Mark Gurman, it's going to be able to take on multiple commands and carry out complex tasks. He says that the new Siri is going to be able to do things like open individual documents, moving notes between folders, and sending or deleting emails. It's going to be able to do a lot more within applications rather than just basic commands. While this is going to be Apple apps only at the beginning, it's going to support third-party apps later on as development continues. Another great way to add features to your iPhone as well as your other electronics is with today's video sponsor, Trend Micro Premium Security Suite. Whether you're working from home, accessing sensitive information like banking, or even just shopping online, Trend Micro Premium Security Suite offers protection against malware, viruses, ransomware, and other threats. Now, the suite has an application for PC, Mac, iOS, and Android, so whatever device you're using, you can be rest assured that you're protected. And for those of you that want even more protection of privacy, the suite even has a built-in VPN. Now, we also get ID security as well as a password manager to securely store all of your passwords. The whole suite is easy and intuitive to use, but if you do have any technical questions, they provide 24/7 support, so there's always someone to help you out. So go ahead and check out the Trend Micro Premium Security Suite now by clicking the link down in the description below. And best of all, you can get 10% off using the discount code TTTechnology10. Now back to the iPhone 16, and we've got another report that the iPhone 16 Pro Max is going to feature a new L-shaped battery with up to a 9% bump in its total capacity. And thanks to this, on top of increased energy density, it's going to come with a 4,747 mAh battery, up from the predecessor's 4,441. Now, it's important to mention that this news comes from a Twitter user by the name of FixApple, and I've never heard of him before, and he doesn't seem to have a huge following just yet, so take this one with a grain of salt for now. Someone who does have a great track record, however, is Ice Universe, and he, as well as many other leakers, are advising that the iPhone 16 Pro Max is going to be getting much thinner bezels, and in fact, it's going to be the thinnest bezels of any smartphone. Now, the iPhone 15 Pro Max did a great job at bezel reduction, so this was always likely to be an area of improvement, and Ice Universe has provided a side-by-side illustration to show you just how much thinner they're going to be on the 16 Pro Max. Now, on top of this, we've got reports of a brighter display, and while last year's iPhone topped out at 2000 nits of peak brightness, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is reportedly going to be able to peak at 2800 nits. We've also got some leaked iPhone 16 Pro cases which show the same design we've all been expecting, and as you can see here, there's a massive camera cutout to these cases, which is making many believe that the previous reports about camera upgrades are correct. The reports say that the iPhone 16 Pro is going to be getting an upgrade to the 5x tetraprism camera that we saw on last year's Pro Max, and there's also plenty of reports about a larger primary camera sensor for better quality photo and video. For those excited for the iPhone 16 series though, we're now going to run through the full specs, design, and the expected pricing for each model in the range to help you guys decide which one is right for you. So make sure you hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So first up, we have the standard iPhone 16. And with the standard iPhone 16, we get a 6.3-inch OLED display, but unfortunately, this is still going to be an LTPS display. The iPhone 16 is going to have a taller aspect ratio than last year, and it's going to be protected by Ceramic Shield 2. We get the new Dynamic Island, which covers up the 12-megapixel selfie camera and Face ID sensors, and then on the rear we've got a 48-megapixel primary camera and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide. It's powered by the A18 chipset, and it's likely coming with 6GB of RAM and up to 512GB of storage. It's also powered up by a 3450 mAh battery with 30-watt fast charging, and it's going to come with advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3, and Wi-Fi 7. Now, it will of course ship with iOS 18 and is expected to launch from around $850 in September 2024. Now, next up, we've got the iPhone 16 Plus. With the iPhone 16 Plus, we get a 6.9-inch OLED display, and again, unfortunately, this is another LTPS display. It's got a taller aspect ratio than its predecessor and is protected by Ceramic Shield 2. We get the new dynamic island, which covers up the 12 megapixel selfie cameras and Face ID sensors, and then on the rear we've got a 48 megapixel primary camera and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. It's powered by the A18 chipset, and it's likely going to come with a choice of 6GB of RAM and up to 512GB of storage. It's powered by a 4420 mAh battery with 30W fast charging, and it comes with the advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 7. Now it of course ships with iOS 18 and is expected to launch from around $950 in September 24. Next up, we've got the iPhone 16 Pro. Now the iPhone 16 Pro has a 6.3-inch 120Hz LTPO OLED display. It's got a taller aspect ratio than its predecessor, and the Pro is protected by Ceramic Shield 3. We get the new dynamic island, which covers up the 12 megapixel selfie camera and Face ID sensors. Then on the rear, we get a 48 megapixel primary camera, a 48 megapixel ultra wide camera, and then we've got a 12 megapixel tetraprism camera with 5x optical zoom. It's powered up by the A18 Pro chipset, and it comes with 8GB of RAM and up to 1TB of storage, and it's also powered up by a 3450 mAh battery, and fast charging is still unknown at the moment, but we do expect some improvements, and of course it comes with the advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 7. It will of course ship with iOS 18 and is expected to launch from around $1,100 in September 2024. Now finally, we save the best to last, the iPhone 16 Pro Max. With the iPhone 16 Pro Max, we get a 6.9-inch 120Hz LTPO OLED display. Again, like the other phones, it's got a taller aspect ratio than its predecessor and is protected by Ceramic Shield 3. We get the dynamic island, which covers up the 12 megapixel selfie cameras and Face ID sensors. And then on the rear, we've got a 48 megapixel primary camera, a 48 megapixel ultra wide, and a 12 megapixel tetraprism camera with 5x optical zoom. It's powered up by the A18 Pro chipset. It comes with 8GB of RAM and up to 1TB of storage, and it's powered up by a 4500 mAh battery. As with the 16 Pro, we don't know the fast charging at the moment, but we do expect to see some improvements. Now it comes with the advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 7, and it will of course ship with iOS 18, and this one's expected to launch around $1,300 in September 24. So overall, the iPhone 16 series is looking like a great addition to the lineup, whether you're after the Pro or the non-Pro models. With a better and brighter display, upgraded chipsets and more improvements to the cameras, it's definitely going to be a popular device. And of course, iOS 18 is going to bring plenty of new features, with focus being on AI, but at least some of the new features may also be passed down to older iPhones as well. Now, given its similarities to the predecessor though, I can't imagine anyone with an iPhone 15 is going to be rushing for an upgrade, but for anyone with an older iPhone or looking to get their first iPhone, then it's going to be a great choice. Now, launch isn't until September, but we're no doubt going to get more and more leaks as we approach it, and of course I'm going to be sharing them as soon as they come in, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing in the future.